Well, first of all, I'm Dr. Toga McIntosh, the current Vice President of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, and we were grateful for the invitation to be a part. And the reason why we are appreciative is that a lot of efforts from the ECOWAS point of view have been put into making sure that not only our member states, but our affiliated member states within the Sahel region, to see how we can respond to the development challenges. And so when we heard of this meeting, it is actually an adjoint to the work that we've been carrying on. We spent the last 3 years within the ECOWAS part to talk about the Sahel strategy. We also spent the last 3 years working along with sales, which is equally involved in that area, to see where we can forge synergy and some collaboration. Progress has been made. We're working on a memorandum of understanding. Now, if you put these two activities together, then it means a meeting of this type that is bringing together some very solid brains, people who know about visioning, people who know about strategizing, people who know about constructing various scenarios to bring us together and talk about scenarios and talk about what happens over the next few years as far as the Sahel region is concerned. I think it was the first base of our expectations, that we're getting here to get something meaningful out that will provide a linkage between what we've been doing over the last 5 years and what we need to do as we go forward. Now, those were the expectations. From our discussion so far, and from the way the attendance, the level of participation, those expectations, I think, are met. Shortly, we'll be going back to look at the conclusions. We're going to go back to see what next. And I think this is where, as I said yesterday, we should go beyond the writing. We should go beyond the documentation and go into some concrete action. And so our expectation is being wet, yes, but we look forward for actual action into the future. Well, as I said, the way we see supporting this process, first, we will have to integrate it into our own work plan, which is now there. We are currently developing the 2016-2020 strategic action plan. The Sahel region is going to be an integral part of that. We have two departments that are going to be focusing on that. One, we have our agriculture. And in the agriculture department, we are worried about the water resources. We're worried about and you know that we need to harness the water resources in the Sahel, particularly to support the agricultural program. So our department has been working directly with them. We're going to incorporate it into our plan 2016-2020. That's one aspect. Then when we come to the question of infrastructure, we have another department that is worried about infrastructure in terms of roads, in terms of air transport, and in terms of electricity. They too will be very active. As I said, we still have members, our member countries are all part of the Sahel region, and so we're going to pursue those two angles. Agriculture, which is be focusing on water, and then the question of infrastructure, focusing on roads and air, and the whole question of power. Those are the ways we will try to incorporate those activities, and we'll be very clear that these activities are in collaboration with what else is being done by our partners, the European Union. Even if you look at our Sahel strategy document, there's still some resource gap. And we're going to go to the donors, we're going to assess them, mobilize the money, and put it into the Sahel region. The message I have is one that always concerns me. We have to move beyond documenting. We have to move beyond putting on paper strategies, desires. I think over the last 20 years, if you look at all the papers, whether we're talking about Lagos Plan of Action, whether we're talking about AFSAP, all the things we'll be talking about geared towards the same thing. But we can't keep talking. We cannot keep talking. We have to find time to start acting. And this is where the critical message is. Can we find a way to start moving beyond paperwork and start moving some of the projects and move forward? And I wish all the partners, everybody who was involved, the country, the government in that region, I wish all of us well to make sure we can achieve this over the next